Hello and welcome back to another episode of WTF is AuDHD with late diagnosed sisters Ellie and Paige. We were diagnosed late.
And we're here to educate.
Yes, and on today's show, we are going to be chatting about sleep. One of our favourite things to do and one of the hardest things to get, especially if you're a parent. We're not a parent. We can't even go there. But we want to chat about sleep, the importance of sleep in general, how lack of sleep has affected us and why we need it. And the reason we're chatting about it specifically today is because I've been up in the night for 3 hours, not because I've got a child, but because I was watching the Formula One World Championship, the final race of the season. This is one of my special interests.
The final dandelion of the season.
Exactly.
Sorry, no, dandelion. Sorry, oh my God. Last dandelion.
Oh, yeah, good. I'm glad you corrected it.
I had to get it right.
Yeah, nice. I've been up for 3 hours because in the middle of the night, the F1 final race was on, and I'm a huge F1 fan. I'm a huge Lando Norris fan. And spoiler alert, have you seen the spoilers today, Paige? Have you seen what happened?
I don't really care to.
Okay.
Like you can just say.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But make sure everyone are not listening if they don't. What?
Surely they've seen it. But if you haven't, I'm about to say who won the World Championship, and it was Lando Norris.
Oh, yay, good.
He did it. I'm so proud of him. I was crying.
Yay, thank God, not Max for pooping off his freaking... Sorry. I like him. He's just a bit arrogant.
Well, yeah, and to be fair, he was very gracious in his defeat. He was very nice and yeah, very good sportsmanship, I felt. I was up all night, well not all night, but a lot of the night watching that, which I do every week for Formula One. And because we're in New Zealand, most of the time the races are at an ungodly hour at like 2 a.m. And I can't even think straight because I'm so tired. And this is kind of what triggered us to chat about this. Because I will sacrifice my sleep for a special interest like F1.
Yeah.
But then many other things I won't sacrifice sleep for.
Yes.
Like I am very picky because sleep for me is very important.
Yeah. And I guess like with what creates the hyper focus is that like influx of dopamine. So in order to stay up, you have that dopamine because it's something you really enjoy.
Exactly right. And so yeah, if today's episode's a bit bloody all over the place and a bit tired, that's probably why.
Exhibit A, really.
Exhibit A, exactly. A bit of a method acting scenario here. You can actually see it in place. But yeah, we just want to chat about sleep. Obviously, sleep's important for every human, not just neurodivergent people.
Yeah.
However,
up to 70-80% of people with ADHD report chronic sleep difficulties.
There you go.
And it's way higher than the general population. So
yes.
You're not crazy.
You're not crazy, and there's reasons for it, and we'll get into that shortly. But I just wanted to, first of all, shout out people who have been tagging us and sharing in our Reddit and on Instagram and stuff your Spotify Wrapped. It was so nice to see WTF and some of your Wrapped and being like a top 3% fan and all that. It's really, really humbling.
Thank you, guys. It's so lovely.
Yeah, thank you for listening and watching us. We really appreciate it. This has just been, to be honest, this podcast has been a real joy to start this year and took us a while, as we've discussed, but it's created such a lovely community, and I am really proud of the whole community and what we've all created together. The Discord that we've created, you can join in our link tree. Constantly there's just people having conversations. It's so sweet.
So nice.
Like, yeah, I can see people making friends. I'm just going to give you, if you're interested, in our Discord, we have different channels for different discussion points. So we chat things, there's a general chat, but then there's diagnosis chat. There's an autism chat, ADHD and AuDHD chat separately. There's a venting chat if you just want to vent about anything. Relationships, suggestions. We've got a suggestions chat. So if you have any suggestions for Paige and I, like how we could do things better or whatever, or if you want stuff added to the Discord or the Reddit or anything, that's where you can talk about that. Special interests, media and memes. There's a lot of media and memes going on. Very funny. We've got a pets channel. Everyone's sharing their pets. Parenting, medication, resources, RSD, uterus owners, and celebrate your wins. So there's lots of channels you can partake in. And I'm constantly seeing people chatting, and it's just so lovely. Mm-hmm. So thanks to those who have joined, and thanks to those who are in our Reddit as well.
Yeah.
We're really proud of this little community, and it's growing. I mean, it's not really a little community. It's getting pretty big. And we can't believe we've almost done a year of this. We're up to episode 47.
I can't believe that's only been a year because the whole thing feels like a whole 3-year ordeal, seeing as you talk about 2 years to actually commit. But
that's a good point.
It's all right. I think we started at a good time.
Yeah, I feel like we did it right. We did it in January. We've done a whole year out, and now here we are in December. And so thank you to you for listening and supporting us and commenting and sharing your stories. And even if we don't reply to your comments or your messages, we do see most of them, and we really appreciate them. We really do.
It's just like a lot.
It is a lot.
Executive function.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the irony, really. I also just wanted to shout out someone in the Reddit who was talking about the people-pleasing episode 46. They've just thanked us for the episode. it's always so many eye-opening moments. I should start making notes. I've said to myself 100 times.
Yes.
And they've also said, thinking back, I started really early with people pleasing as a kid, and it makes sense that it just became second nature.
Yes.
To become aware of what you do and think, you kind of need someone else talking about it and how it affects them. After becoming aware, I can catch myself fawning or breaking my boundaries to avoid social uncomfortableness. And I notice how that hurts me too, maybe even more than RSD. I feel you so much. Thank you for sharing that with us. They also continue to say, when I know what's happening, it's so much easier to stop. I know it's my automatic response to say yes and fawn or offering to help at everything, but now I try to take a breath and think before I say anything, or like Ellie, say that I need some time. So that's awesome. I'm so glad to see that you're identifying it in yourself and you're able to like try and maybe amend some of that unconscious behavior that your brain's doing.
Yeah. Do you know what? Just on that, sorry, I know this isn't about people pleasing this yet, but on that, I feel like I am more aware of it, but my brain has a way of like subconsciously, even though I'm aware of like my fawning and like people pleasing, in a situation where like someone asks something of me, I think my brain has a way of like manipulating it and subconsciously saying to myself, no, yeah, you want to do that. You want that. That's what you want to do. So I'll be like, no, yeah, I do. Like, yeah, sure. And then like I leave the situation and then like an hour later or even longer, that's when it like the true feelings flood in. It's like, even though I'm aware of it, honestly, like my brain manipulates the situation in the moment to make it seem like it's a positive for me. Idea. Yeah, like, oh yeah, no, I think I'll like that. Like, I'll like that.
Totally.
And
you don't like that. No, yeah. I think that's also the alexithymia part. I don't even know how to say that word. Alexithymia?
Yes, yeah.
I think it's that part of autism as well.
You don't know how you feel.
You just don't. And it's like you don't know often when you feel hungry or when you need a wee and all that kind of stuff. Your interoception issues with your own body. So that all kind of links up and creates the perfect storm. I also had a laugh at this post in Reddit. It was actually a few weeks ago that they posted this, and it was just, help, I'm out of episodes. This is a disaster. I've recently run out of episodes and now anxiously awaiting the new releases every Monday. I cannot live like this. Aww. I've been trailing other potties, but none give what our girls can bring to the table. Reliability, laughter, etc. Anyway, has anyone found another good one that can tie me over between Mondays, please?
I hate having to wait. This is why as well. Like, I'm not a person that jumps on like the TV series and stuff like everyone else does. I have this like weird like PDA against it. Have you seen Game of Thrones? Like, no, I fucking haven't. Shut the F up.
Yeah.
And I never watched that until like years later when everyone kind of calmed the F down. So I watched it just quietly. Still didn't actually really like it, to be honest. But anyway, and then therefore you can just binge it all.
Yeah, it's so much more fun. I
hate having to wait.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much more fun.
And then because if I wait, I honestly like forget. And I run out of like the dopamine to even care about
so
it.
Right.
And so then I just go, nah, stop watching that.
I actually don't like when they drip feed a week at a time because I lose so much disconnection by the 7 days.
Yeah.
That then I have to really rely on the previously on. Yeah. And then I'm like,
because I don't remember really, but I'm loving it in the moment.
Exactly. And the feelings are in the moment. And then like a week later, I could get the feelings back, but not to the same extent. I want to give me the cliffhanger now. Like give me what you're gonna give me the payoff.
So what we're saying is we have to do 2 episodes a week.
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying. Hey, you know what? I've just realized as well. I don't think I've ever shouted out, I've got another podcast. So if you're a video gamer, maybe there's another episode. Oh, sorry, I do 2 episodes a week with my gaming podcast.
Oh, is it 2?
Yeah, it's a mini DLC and then a big one. So if you do love my voice and you like gaming.
I don't know if it's your voice. I think it's the content. Don't be so full of yourself. Nah.
Just in case there's any gamers here, me and my 2 friends, Guy and Chris, we have a podcast called Extremely Casual Gamers, and we do that twice a week. And it's basically just gaming. But at the same time... It's in the
name. It's Extremely Casual Gaming.
Exactly. Like very casual. And most of the podcast is just us chatting shit. Like we're actually just taking the piss. It's a bit of a comedy kind of podcast.
Friends hanging out, talking about gaming, a special interest.
Exactly. And actually we just last week or 2 weeks ago won Best Entertainment Podcast at the New Zealand Podcast Awards. So we're doing all right. There's something good there. So if you do just want to, listen to me again, it's a humble brag there. A little plug, a shameless plug. But I also realised I hadn't shouted that podcast out. And last Wednesday on the Extremely Casual Gamers podcast, the boys always shout this podcast out.
Really?
They often do.
Oh, sorry, Chris and Guy would be awful.
They're very good. They often shout it out. And then they asked me live on the podcast, hey, Ellie, have you ever shouted out ECG on your other podcast?
I can vouch. Chris and Guy are legends. They're hilarious as well. Obviously, Ellie is, but they're a great little trio that just is super fun. So go give it a listen.
There you go. So there you go. There's your little plug, Chris and Guy. But genuinely, if you like gaming, you might like this potty. But I'm sorry, we probably can't do any more than one of these podcasts.
Or we could just make the episodes slightly longer. No, slightly longer.
Yeah.
So record for an hour and a bit and then halve them.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're small. Because you know what? This is like a shameful admission is that, I mean, not that I have to listen to our podcast, but I listen to them, but I never finish them.
Yeah.
It's again the 90% guy. Like I never finish it, no matter how much I'm like into it. It's so weird. Same with books. I never finish books.
So maybe we could just
maybe we could do that. Like release some different site. I mean, let us know if you're listening. If that would be a good idea. I don't know.
Next year we will slightly be changing maybe the format a little bit. We're aiming to have more guests next year and stuff like that. So please let us know what your suggestions are. We've got our Google form. We've also got the the Discord that you can suggest stuff.
Do we need the Google forms? Can we get rid of it?
I mean, I might just leave it there because people may want to just use Google form.
Okay.
Just so everyone's got an option, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Why do you hate it?
No, I was just thinking so we can force people to join our channels.
Oh.
No,
well,
sorry.
we could do that.
No, that's rude. We're not about that.
I also want to be like
accessible.
Yeah, because some people might hate Discord, might hate Reddit, and that's fine.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Discord myself.
It's quite. I mean, it's.
I find it overwhelming, or maybe I just haven't given it enough time to like get used to it. But I will give it a go.
Yeah. It's just a good place to chat. If you're genuinely looking for connection and just like someone who's like-minded, it's a good place to come and chat.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway, should we get on to the actual episode? We've just been bloody wanking on for the last 15 minutes. Yeah. Pretty much just about ourselves.
What's new?
Exactly. So today we're going to talk about sleep because sleep is such a universal need for any human, not just neurodivergent people. I have had issues with sleep my whole life in terms of my overactive brain at night since I was a child, could not get to sleep, constantly overthinking, just brain on fire, constantly just going over shit. And now that I'm older and I'm diagnosed, I realize it's ADHD. Mm-hmm. And I used to want to go to, as I've said before, want to go to sleep with the stereo on. And my mum didn't quite understand why and thought that was, probably going to not make me sleep. But in hindsight, it did help. I've always struggled with it. I've always, as mum has said, and I've told you already, come home from sleepovers with friends and I'd just be a nightmare for the next 48 hours. I cannot function when I drop even 1 hour of sleep. What about you, Paige?
If I have anything less than like 7 hours of sleep, just one night, I'm effed for the whole day. I at least I have to get 8 hours at least. And if I don't, I'll always have like a crash. I usually have a crash around like 3 p.m. anyway, but the crash is so much worse. I usually have to go have a nap or just be horizontal and stare at the ceiling until I don't feel so frazzled and like fried.
Totally.
So, I cannot handle no sleep. And I think honestly, if I put it down, like the whole child thing in that conversation, if I put it down to it, like sleep is like, I can't do it. I can't fathom the thought of not getting my sleep every night because when I don't, I am an absolute nightmare to be around. Mm-hmm. My overthinking gets worse. The chronic overthinking, the RSD gets worse, honestly, because then the overthinking like makes up scenarios in my head or overwhelm. My emotional regulation is just out the window as well. So that's like my biggest priority.
And your tics get worse?
Yes, my tics get 100% worse. Okay, not 100%. They get worse.
Yeah.
I was talking to my therapist last week and we were talking about how to minimize my anxiety, obviously for my tics, but anxiety is the cause of burnout. So managing your stress and your anxiety is so important. And she was talking to me about, this isn't really to do with sleep, but it's actually quite important. Energy accounting. Have you done that or heard of that?
She has briefly talked to me about this actually, but you go because it's rusty.
Yeah, it's like similar. It's not similar to the spoon theory that you said, but you actually mentioned the spoon theory to me, and I was like, "What's that?" And so the spoon theory is that you wake up with only an X amount of spoons every day, and you can only give that many spoons out. Once you're out of spoons, you're like effed, right?
So like a shower might be a spoon.
Yeah. Or like going and interacting with another human could be a spoon.
Yeah.
This is like an extra step further because you get to identify the cause, but. Pretty much you would like think of things that fill up your battery. So for me, it'd be hanging out with my dog, going for a walk with him, or it would be like lying down horizontal, or it would be like, whatever it is, and you write those down, and then it's like accounting, like, as in like financial accounting, but your energy.
So then you balance it. So
you have to balance it. So people that are autistic and or ADHD, it's very important that you, and I've noticed this like myself without actually hearing that term, I've already kind of been inherently doing this because I get frazzled after X amount of things I have to do, and then I have to go do something that like rebuilds my nervous system.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's a good way to like identify what actually drains you. So it's like so important in a day to do things that fill up your battery and then you know.
Totally.
So anyway, we were talking about that and how I have to manage my anxiety because we don't want to get to burnout, and then we're talking about sleep, and that is honestly one of my priorities is sleep every day.
Yeah,
every
me
night.
too. Yeah. The spoon theory / the energy, what was it? Energy accounting. Is really interesting as well because it's different for each person. Like a neurotypical person, they might have 20 spoons a day, but an autistic person might only have 5.
Yeah.
Or an autistic person might need more energy recharging than a neurotypical person. So everyone's different. We don't all wake up with 10 spoons each. It's all you got to like know yourself and know how you handle everything.
Yeah. And I would always feel guilty for doing those things during the day when it's a weekday and I'm supposed to be working.
Yeah.
And now I realize like, no, like I was doing those things because I inherently needed it. And now hearing that from my therapist, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to feel so guilty when I decide that I am going to go lie down horizontal for an hour. You know, we need to do it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. We really do. And the other thing you got to take into account is, you know, we might get tired from having a shower. We might get tired from seeing a friend, going to the supermarket. But I think another reason that neurodivergent people get tired and use up their energy quicker is because we're also dealing with overstimulation, sensory overload. All that stuff is taking energy from your brain.
Yes,
constantly.
like even like these examples my therapist showed me in this energy accounting thing, like one of them was sitting under fluorescent lights. And I was like, oh my God, that's me. Like people might not think of that as such a big deal, but sitting in an office under those lights for a day absolutely zaps the F out of me.
Yeah.
I'm constantly in the office, my 2 days a week going, can we turn the overhead lights off? And even so, like my boss, she's like bought like floor lamps, bless her.
Oh, that's
she's
nice.
bought floor lamps. So now we have those on, we don't have the overhead lights.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I think like I kind of started asking to turn them off. She would just like work in the darkness. And then the girls started going, actually, this is a lot nicer. And then, but we kind of needed a little bit of light because it's kind of like then straining your eyes. So then someone I think asked, I didn't ask. And then she's like, ordered all it's so
That's
good.
So nice. See, there's just a little great example of a boss accommodating her employees.
Yes, she's fantastic.
That's awesome. But yeah, people, I don't get the same exhaustion as you do from the fluorescent lights. I do get exhausted, but not as much as you. Like it's crazy. I notice it. Your tics get a lot worse.
Even this light we have in this podcast, it's not fluorescent and it's not even directly at me, but it's like this light that's just constantly on me. Yeah. By the end of this ep, I'm going to be hot, bothered, and twitchy and.
Totally. Yesterday we had our family Christmas for our mum's side and it was lovely. And the whole day they don't have like a heat pump in their house and they don't have a pool or anything. So it's just we were just all inside / outside, and it was so hot. And I think that I couldn't quite engage as much as I wanted to in the whole day because that heat was just draining me.
Yes.
Like I was just trying to stay like, stay here. And I was just exhausted from the heat.
That's one thing that you gets you is your heat. Like you just sweat.
Yeah, and to be honest, the main thing is the heat's horrible, but the main thing that really irks me is the sensory feeling of the sweat.
Yeah, and you know, like obviously we sweat, but like if you're over sweating, like hyperhidrosis, like that's also can potentially be like a sign of an unregulated nervous system, right? Because your body can't regulate itself. Yeah. So I don't know, if you have that, like you might get sweaty palms or something, or that's like a huge thing with like neurodivergence.
Definitely, it's an anxiety nervous system thing for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, even just that heat yesterday, I was like, damn man, like it's not ruining my day. I wouldn't say go that far, but it was really challenging.
But it was probably like draining your energy a lot faster. It probably took about 3 spoons.
Exactly right. So obviously everyone's sleep needs are different. Generally for adults, 7 to 9 hours a night. Some people can survive on 6. I don't know how they do that.
No, I don't know how to.
No.
And I'm like, I sometimes ask like people with children, like, how do you, like when you only get like 5 hours of sleep consistently as a parent, actually they probably get less. They're probably like, I get F4. Mm-hmm. Like how does your body just push past the survival point where it's like just running on adrenaline at that point, cortisol, because that don't sound fucking healthy.
No, I do feel like that does come into it, and I think when you become like a mother and you've got all the hormones, I think there's some inherent like nature and what am I saying like nature within us that helps us continue to move on because it's a survival thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and you have no other choice essentially, otherwise your baby's going to starve. So
exactly.
Like,
Exactly, but this is one of the main reasons I think that neurodivergent women get diagnosed after giving birth because of the sleep debt. That will be a massive part of like their ADHD showing up more that they didn't realize they had?
Because they were initially, before having kids, able to be such high achievers and high performers and perfectionists, which I'm doing that all in quotation marks because it's also like it appears like they've got it all together, but they really don't.
Yeah.
They've been able to do that for so long, but then as soon as you have that, these children, like, bless,
you can't cater to your needs.
You can't cater to your needs, and so you can't, it just all comes to light.
It really does. It really does. And there is such a thing as sleep debt too. So like if let's say I need 8 hours a night, so across 5 days I need 40 hours of sleep. If I have 1 hour less sleep per night for a week, I'm now 5 hours in sleep debt.
Yeah.
And it's a real thing. It's actually really hard to make that back up. You can repay the debt, but you really have to like consciously repay it and like go for naps and go to bed earlier and make sure that you're getting REM sleep and all that kind of stuff. I found that when I went back into radio at the end of last year / start of this year, I was getting up at 4 a.m. as I've mentioned. And so every night for 9 months, I was getting, and sorry to any parent listening, you're probably going, oh, that's heaps of sleep. But for me, I was getting probably between 5.5 to 7 hours a night. That was probably the average. And so I was in debt every night for 9 months.
Yeah.
And I noticed how my mental health, my ADHD, like I'll walk into walls or like everything.
Eating shit because like you have no time to even think about cooking, and then therefore it's like honestly the feedback loop from hell as well.
It is. And I realized how much the sleep debt for me was I can't do that. I just can't do that. It's one of my fears of having children is my sleep debt and how that's going to impact me and therefore the children and my partner.
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
This is in relation to this. The ADHD sleep spiral. One, you're tired. So you're at work and you're tired, but your brain won't switch off when you're at night going to go to sleep. So you scroll for stimulation to regulate. Then you wake up too late, or if you can. Because there's like the procrastination of like wanting time by yourself.
Yeah, bedtime revenge procrastination.
Yeah, because you haven't had a moment to yourself the whole day. All you do is been working. So you scroll on your phone to too late. You stay up too late. You wake up exhausted. ADHD symptoms worsen. Then next day you feel guilty, and stress also worsens, your sleep and anxiety. And then it becomes a behavioural and biological loop. Where you're just more tired every day, and then you do that bedtime revenge again, and then you have terrible sleep because you've been staring at your phone.
Yeah.
And that's how I was when I was working in an agency. Yeah. And I'd have to wake up every morning and get on a bus, 2 buses, and by the time I got to work, I had used up all my spoons.
Yeah. Totally.
Like I would get to work and be like, I cannot believe I've got an entire day of work under these fluorescent lights with all of these people that I have to like talk to, and then I have to go do that same bus again, get home at 6 p.m. and eat whatever I found, and then get full sleep, and then get up and do it again. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough. And that's why it's hard for us neurodivergent people, some of us, to like keep a full-time job. Like it's really hard because it does take a lot of your energy just getting to that job. Yeah. Another reason that like sleep debt and sleep importance is so integral to the ADHD or the autistic or the AuDHD brain is that we have less dopamine regulation anyway. Yeah. So like our happy hormone, that motivation hormone is already low. Yes. As soon as the sleep's gone, boom.
It's even worse. And you're someone with a uterus, like then you come into your luteal phase and it's honestly all over.
Yeah. I also think like, for example, you, Paige, you're very extreme with your feelings, like in terms of, that's probably not the right word, you're very diverse with your feelings. So you're really up here and then you're down here in terms of your energy and stuff. And I think you being up so high drains you so quickly too. That's why your lows become so low.
Yeah, I think, yes, I agree. I was talking to, again, my therapist about, we're talking about burnout, and I was like to her, I don't want to say that I hit burnout every day because that doesn't really make sense because it's more of like it takes a lot longer to recover from it, and it takes maybe a bit longer to get to it. But I said that I kind of feel like I hit this complete exhaustion at some point every day, and whether it's going to be 2 p.m., 1 p.m., or whether it's going to be 4 p.m., depends on my cycle, depends on how much sleep I got. But I always, every day, hit this complete exhaustion where I simply cannot do anything, and I have to go, like I said, like lie horizontal. And it's not even just like my brain, my body feels so heavy. Yeah. It feels sore. Like it's weird. Like I feel like achy all over, and it's like this, every step feels hard. I guess it kind of is, well, it's definitely my body. my brain exhausted telling me to stop.
Yeah.
So I have to go and do that. Otherwise, I don't know how people push through it.
I know. And that's the thing. We kind of want to remind you to not be ashamed. If you're the one that has to go and have a nap every day at 3 p.m, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, also like our circadian rhythms as ADHDers are generally later. So like we go to bed later. And society has like this rule that we wake up at around 7 and we're at work by 8. So if you're staying up late, technically you should be sleeping until 9 or 10, but in the society we can't, and like a normal job.
I know, it's ridiculous, because I definitely think back in when we were more primal and in the caveman days, as they say.
Cavewoman days,
sorry. They would have had like people staying up all night doing the night watch, and they're probably the ADHDers who can stay awake. And then
yes, and I think the Spanish have it all down. I honestly think we're meant to have a siesta every day. Yeah. There's a reason why all of us, like even the girls in the office, like we all hit like this plateau at 3 p.m. and we're like, holy F.
Yeah.
I feel like it happens to most people, but like particularly women as well.
Yeah.
Hormones maybe. But I honestly think that we're meant to naturally like do like 2 times 5-hour shifts a day.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, like 9 till 12, have lunch, then have a siesta, and then work a little bit. Because, my energy actually gets back, like after I actually go have that nap or whatever it is, I come back and I'm able to work for another 3 to 4 hours till about 7 or 8 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to be honest, in terms of my sleep, I've struggled to sleep my whole life, and I ended up, as I've spoken about this before, like I ended up finding cannabis at the age of 22-ish, and that was the only thing that's the reason I ended up getting attached to it. It wasn't really about like getting high and having fun with my friends. Yeah, that was fun too, but for me it was the sleep.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my gosh, this is the magic pill I've been wanting my whole life. I can now sleep properly.
And also, like it was like the benefits you notice for you, 1, sleep, but 2, it helped you unmask in front of people, which is funny because I think generally, sometimes cannabis for people will make you more anxious, but it made you just not care so much.
Definitely. For me, it helps me unmask. And I've seen a few people on Reddit, and I know this is not like necessarily an actual factual study, but a lot of people on Reddit, and I'm just not just talking about our subreddit, autistic people often talk about how they find it easy to unmask when they've had a bit of cannabis. And I found that so relatable. I was like, oh my gosh, is that a thing? Like, I don't know. I feel like it calms our nervous system.
I noticed it when I was
Microdosing.
Cannabis. Like I have a medical grade like thing. This is before I had, I think, ADHD meds. No. Anyway.
Yeah.
And I noticed that it helps me unmask.
Yeah.
So it's like a natural remedy, I guess.
Yeah, for me it really helps me. But it's only because it shuts my brain up, and I've struggled my whole life with just this active brain.
Well, that's like the thing with ADHD is sometimes our creativity starts kicking in at like 10 p.m. when we're meant to be going to sleep. I have like some creative ideas that pop up when I'm literally trying to go to sleep, and I have to get up and then like write them down because I forget them otherwise.
Yeah. Yep. Do you have any tips on it for anyone? If they realize their sleep's an issue and they need to help it, do you have any tips? Like, is there anything you would advise?
There's no tips other than you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
or just figure out what you need.
Yes.
And make it happen if you can.
Yeah. And like, this is the thing, if you can though. See, I can like...
Yeah, we're lucky because we work from home.
We are lucky, but I'm getting all defensive now. We are lucky, but I did work like my entire 20s to be able to get to this point.
Definitely.
But this is why I'm saying I just feel you, because it's not always possible for people.
Especially if you've got kids like that.
Yes, especially. Yeah. And like you're also like, I am lucky in the sense that I knew my special interests, so I knew what avenue I was going down, so I knew it was going to be something in that realm, and I just kept trying things within that realm, like the creativity realm. So I am lucky in that sense, where I kind of knew where I was going, and now it's worked out. But I just feel for people who like needs to be accommodated and have a job and can't do that. So in terms of tips, no alcohol.
Yeah, because alcohol does actually affect your sleep. Sometimes it might feel like, alcohol helps me fall asleep. It might help you fall asleep, but it will wake you up within like an hour or two.
Your sleep isn't as deep. No alcohol. I think it makes your sleep worse, and it also makes your ADHD symptoms worse.
Yeah.
I try to get off my devices by a certain time, and that's what they say to do. But like sometimes I don't, and then I do notice the negative impacts the next day. So I know that this is like so counterintuitive for us, because if we have had a full-on day and then we just want to lie in bed scrolling for like half an hour before bed, like I get it. I still do that at times now.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to tell someone like just don't do that because it's like it's so tough. So I don't really have any tips as such.
It's hard because everyone's different.
Oh, I do wear. Oh, I don't know if this helps anyone. No, yeah. I do wear an eye mask because apparently like the less light is like better for your sleep, and I do wear earplugs to help obviously any noises.
I also wear an eye mask and it really personally helps me. Even just the feeling of something like comforting my eyes. It's like a little pillow for my eyes.
Yeah, same. I don't really have anything else. Do you?
I'm lucky because I keep the room cold because we have air conditioning in there, but I would say that another thing that really helps me that I sleep with every night is just rain sounds. So I'll always have some sort of white noise or consistent noise that helps me. Eye mask, and now I'm a lot more solid on when I need to go to bed. So like for years, like Sam and I would stay up together. I'd watch TV with him, and because I was tired, but like I was like, yeah, it's fine, just watching TV. Now I just go to sleep and I don't stay up with him, and he stays up for like 2 or 3 hours because he's a boy and he can actually do with less sleep than me.
Yeah.
So now I'm way more like, no, I'm going to sleep now. And also like when I go and maybe see friends, like I will go, okay, it's 9:30, I'm going to bed now. Whereas back in the day I'd go, oh, I'm hanging out with friends, I should stay up till midnight and then just screw my day up the next day. So being really solid in what you need and just not being ashamed to put those needs in and accommodate yourself. Weighted blankets for me. I love my weighted blanket. Obviously it gets a bit hot, but that can be really nice in the bed. I like the heavy feeling on top of me. Getting off your devices, like winding down before bed. They're all kind of classic things, but they're really we just wanted to stress like it is really important to get good sleep. And I know it's hard. And you know what I'll say is that since I've been able to be more at home and work on my sleep and I'm way more not in sleep debt now. I'm a lot better with my sleep, and it's allowed me to create a routine finally. I've gone from university having a routine, that was the last time I had a routine properly, to 33, so 10 years at least, of no routine to now I've finally, I think, got a routine, and it's only because I was able to start getting enough sleep to then have the mental capacity to put that routine in place.
Yeah.
It's so much easier said than done.
This is the confusion for an AuDHD is that we thrive off having a routine like we have.
Yeah.
But then like when we're overwhelmed and overworked and we have to have all these priorities and like responsibilities, a job and all that, like it's like impossible to implement a structure and a routine. So we're just constantly working against our brain, constantly guilty, constantly feeling bad, constantly like beating ourselves up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. My mental health's a lot better now, but it all had to be a flow-on effect. It's so everyone, people always say like, just get more sleep, do more exercise. It's not as easy as that. The baseline has to be there first. It's almost like you have to do one thing at a time, get that one right, then get that one right. And it's hard to do, especially when you might have kids or you have a full-time job that's demanding and the cost of living and everything. We feel you, and just know that there's no shame in needing more sleep than someone else. Accommodate yourself. You're not a bad, lazy person. It's just what your body needs. And if you need to lie horizontal, that's fine. I realize that's one of my favorite things. I remember when Michael Cochran, the guy who we interviewed a while ago, he said one of his favorite things to do was lie horizontal. And that was a kind of an aha moment for me too, where I was like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. I
feel so calm when I'm lying horizontal. It's like all the stress like melts off of me a bit. Can you notice already that like my whole energy's down? Yeah. I'm like really struggling with this light.
I know, I can tell, and we'll head off in a sec anyway. But yeah, also masking, we haven't even acknowledged that. Masking can make you so much more tired. Like I think masking uses majority of my spoons.
Yeah.
And then I've got nothing left. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here.
Is it what?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up here.
Well, is it good enough for everyone?
I don't know. Like
how long's that?
I don't know. Half an hour or so. Yeah. Do you have other things you want to say?
I think just another thing that people struggle with is like, like a hyperactive brain, and then worrying about everything that could possibly go wrong in their lives at 9 p.m. when they're trying to, or like 10 p.m. when they're trying to sleep.
Yep.
That's always classic.
Yep.
No, I don't know if I had anything else. I just feel like that was a bit premature.
Oh, okay. Well, I just noticed that you're getting a bit overwhelmed there, and we may as well just accommodate that so that you don't burn out for the rest of the day, because you do have other work to do. We don't want to use up too many spoons. But yeah, right now I'm not too tired, even though I've been up for 3 hours in the night. I'm still on that like adrenaline kind of feeling, so I'm like fine. But I know in 2 hours I'm going to crash. finish.
Yeah.
But
another thing is like if you are on medication for ADHD, like having it not too late, because that we notice, if you have it any later than 3 p.m, it's like can notice that our sleep's really hard.
Definitely, and I do notice that the fluoxetine makes the Ritalin process slower.
Yeah.
So now I have to have it even earlier in the day than I did before fluoxetine.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It's very interesting, yeah.
Very interesting.
So maybe if you're on medication and you're struggling to sleep, what time are you having your meds might not be helping.
Good call. But hey, look after yourselves. Next week, we're going to have a special guest. Ideally, we will see. Hopefully we can make it happen. But we're going to have Sarah Hens, who is at Neurodialectical on Instagram. So let us know if you have any questions for her. Go and follow her on Instagram because we'll be chatting to her next week about AuDHD, OCD, and being a parent. She's a parent, so we can get some parenting insights.
Because we haven't had a parent yet. Because we're always, talking about it. We're like, that must be very hard.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So it'd be good to hear it from a parent.
Yeah. Exactly. So we'll chat to Sarah next week. And thank you to those who have already signed up to express interest to have sessions with me. There's a few of you, and it's so cool to see your messages coming through. That'll be something that I'll probably do early next year. So I've got your details, but if you do want to have a little mentor session with me, you can find our link in the bio of this episode or in our link tree. Just sign up and give me your email, and that's all you need to give for now. There's no commitment. It's not like you're now subscribe to me and you have to have a session, but I just need to see like how many people there are to try and work out how I handle it. But yeah, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Look after yourselves. I know it's the silly season now, and you're probably doing family events and it's all a bit overwhelming, so look after yourselves and make sure you're getting enough sleep if you can.
Yes, trust us, it's worth it if you're able to prioritize it.
Yeah.
I also use a sleep app. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go.
Oh my God, sorry. And you have your ring, bro.
Oh yeah, I have an Oura ring now.
Sorry,
so
we should have mentioned that. It's like I have a sleep app, which it's not connected to me, so God knows how actually accurate it is. But I'm able to see how many hours of sleep I get per night and how much deep sleep you get. And do some research on your circadian rhythm. You can actually do tests and stuff online. And I did one time. I think I was a dolphin or something. And it gives you exactly the amount of sleep you need to get, and then when you should go to bed between what time. And my app also, it will wake me up between a certain time, so it doesn't wake me up in a real deep sleep. So it knows when to wake me up. So that's actually a good point as well. And you have your Oura ring.
Yes. And it's really helpful because it kind of just it shows me exactly how much sleep I'm getting when I'm waking up, whether it's REM sleep or whether it's deep sleep. So that's been really helpful for me.
Yeah.
They are a little bit
pricey.
It's
again money, isn't it? But
it is really quite insightful to see it, and it also shows me my sleep debt if I have any. So just keep an eye on it and don't feel ashamed about your sleep because it's actually so important.
I would always feel like, why does no one else seem to need so much sleep as me? And I'll like beat myself up and people, I don't know, I feel like people would be like, why are you always tired? Or like, why? And I'm like, I honestly don't know.
I know.
Like, I just am struggling and I'd feel like an idiot. Like, am I just a pussy?
Yeah.
I honestly would be like, am I just, and I'd be like, no, I am strong and I am resilient. So what the heck is it? But it's just,
Yeah, and then when I am getting tired, my emotional regulation gets so much worse.
Yeah, my meltdowns increase. And
then I just get really angry at myself and ashamed at myself for maybe reacting to something or even to you or Sam or whatever. I feel really guilty about that, and then I internalize that shame, and it's hard. It is really hard. So get your sleep if you can. If you've got children, well, we feel you, and I know it's not that possible. But maybe it's a conversation you have with your partner. If you've just had this realization that, wow, I do actually need a few more hours sleep. Maybe there are a few little things you could adjust in your life that might assist in giving you 2 more hours a week even.
Yeah.
Even that would be helpful, Yeah,
the key to my anxiety and my tics is sleep. I always say to you, like, oh my God, when I'm prioritizing my sleep, I'm a new human. Anyway, it's just crazy how much it helps.
It really is. But hey, have a great week, and we will catch you next week.
Thank you. Sorry, it was very sporadic. I feel like we went back and forth and back and forth. And
it's because I had no sleep.
Classic. All right. Thank you.
Bye.